Welcome, ladies and gents. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge podcast. And guess what? This is the first of the show. It's live, and it will continue to also be live as well, weekly every Wednesday. So welcome. It's the first Lunar Lounge podcast with myself, Israel Josie. In the near future, there will be many guests who will be participating with me, who will be joining me also as well. I'm here to be bringing you all of the astrological updates, data, what is happening in the heavens, how are the stars affecting us right now here on Earth in this present time. Okay, be giving you updates in terms of planetary transits, and also how we're seeing also again manifesting out there in the outside world. There's going to be games, competitions that's going to be run here. So this is going to be, like I said, it's the Lunar Lounge. It's the place where you sit down, where you hear all about the planets and all the planetary archetypes and energies and how they're all interacting with your life and the universe all around us. Today is the summer solstice. If you're listening to this recording, I'm recording this actually at the summer solstice, just past 12 noon UK time. So today the sun moves into Cancer. I will actually be bringing up the chart in a moment. The sun actually is not actually in Cancer right now. Could you believe? I'm doing this podcast and the sun hasn't actually moved there. But, you know, a few hours from now, it's going to move into 0 degrees Cancer. Talk about anaretic degree, right? For all you guys who know about the anaretic degree, the last degree of a zodiac sign, 29 degrees. 57 minutes of Gemini. That's when I choose to do my first podcast. But listen, Mercury's in Gemini. That's one of the main things that I was actually looking out for. Yeah, I did an electional chart. If you're wondering, yes, I did. How can you not do an electional chart for something this big, right? Yeah, trust me, this is going to be big. This podcast has to go viral. Everybody has to tune in to this Lunar Lounge podcast. So it is what it is. Like I said, my name is Israel Josie. I am going to be with you weekly, giving you updates. I'll be updating the Lunar Lounge podcast. It will be uploaded every Wednesday. And again, no edits. You're just going to be getting it straight, raw, as I see it. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. It is what it is. Those things happen. As they say, if it can happen, it will happen. So here you have it, live at the Lunar Lounge podcast. I'll be bringing up the chart in a moment to also look at where the planets are also right now and what we can expect with the various planets, in their transits throughout the zodiac. I'll be talking about retrogrades coming up. Saturn's just gone retrograde just a few days ago, actually. Saturn started moving retrograde in Pisces. He only went into Pisces in March, and now he's moving retrograde. Okay, so all those things we will be talking about. So just giving you update about the planetary configurations. I'll be talking anything astrological, esoteric, things that you refer to perhaps also as spiritual, philosophy. All of those things are things that will be discussed on this podcast. Also, as well, I'll be talking about different forms of divination. So I want to have like different, there's going to be different guests that are going to be joining me. Maybe like tarot card readers, rune readers. Speaking of tarot cards, I got my tarot cards here, as you can see. So we will be looking, every week I'm going to be doing card of the week. So stay tuned for that. So I'll be doing card of the week, letting you know. So I'll be pulling up the card in a moment. Let us know what card is coming up for us for this week. So today is the 21st of June, 2023. And I will be giving you the astrological update until next week, the 28th of when the next podcast will be uploaded, and that will give you. So I'll be each one of my podcasts is sort of like for the week, so to speak. And I may even drop a little few also in the week as well, like a little half an hour or something of that nature, just to kind of keep you entertained and keep you definitely in the loop. What else was it I was going to talk about? Yeah, so those are the kind of things that this show essentially is about. Looking perhaps also at different kind of understandings of divination as well, looking at it from various methods, looking at various techniques as well. Too. This a podcast will also be uploaded also on your Spotify, your Apple Music. It will also be on YouTube as well. I'll also be going live on YouTube as well, especially starting from next week. I will be going live on YouTube, so I'll be putting the times there so that you guys know what each week, what time I'm coming on live, so that the podcast will be live. So it will be more interactive as well. So you'll be able to like ask questions and things of that nature. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So welcome to the Lunar Lounge podcast with myself, Israel Josie. Today I'm just me, myself, and I, just me by myself, bringing you all of this. But in the future, like I said, there's going to be many guests that are going to be joining me from various backgrounds, and we're gonna go into it. So it is what it is. I want to bring up the chart for the moment and see what's going on here, and see where the planets are right now, see what's actually happening right there. So as you can see, I've got the astrology chart up there for those of you who are looking at the video version of this podcast. And Virgo rising, Mercury ruled. Yeah, I timed that to perfection, guys. We know Virgos is the zodiac sign of perfection, right? I mean, you all know that. There's no qualms there. That definitely belongs to the Virgos. But it's also Mercury ruled as well. So I chose to have that ascendant because I want Mercury. Why? Because the Mercury is the planet of astrology, guys. Mercury is the planet that rules astrology. Yeah, I know today with modern contemporary astrology, a lot of it's like, oh, I thought it was Uranus. Uranus is definitely very compatible with astrology. It works well with astrology, definitely. And there is definitely a Uranian archetype that is part of the astrological community or people who are into astrology, being that Uranus is a planet that tends to have this kind of unconventional, against the status quo kind of approach towards things. So there is that element, of course, as part of astrology. But essentially, astrology is ruled by Mercury. And I've got Mercury right here. As you can see him bang on the midheaven in Gemini, in his own sign. So again, perfectly timed. That's what you call an election chart, people. But as you can see here, we got the sun here at 29 degrees. Just about to move into Cancer. So we got the summer solstice. For us in the Northern Hemisphere, that means it's the longest day of the year. Okay, longest day of the year for us in the Northern Hemisphere part of the globe. Whereas it will be the opposite for those in the Southern Hemisphere. So places like Australia. Shout out to people in Australia. Shout out to Jessica Adams down there. Great friend of mine, great astrologer, doing her thing also as well. You guys need to go check her out, Jessica Adams. She's also got a podcast as well. So shout outs to Jessica Adams. Shout out to all my people who are going to be listening out there in New York, Miami, also on the West Coast as well. Got people who are tuning in, listening from Switzerland, Geneva, South Africa, Nigeria. I got people listening in the Middle East. I got people in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, Dubai, okay, the UAE, Oman. Shout outs to all of you guys, and of course everybody over here in the UK, everybody out in Europe, in France, Germany, Italy. I got people listening all over, man. Too many countries to mention. Spain, Portugal. Shout outs to all you guys. Everywhere you're at. Asia, India, yeah, man. We're connected up in here. This is the Lunar Lounge, right? Okay, right. So it's lunar ruled. So it is what it is. So just going back to the chart there. What else is happening? What is something here that we can expect perhaps over the course of the next week? So the sun's moving into Cancer. So shout out to all you Cancerians. We are entering the season of Cancer for the next month. Shout out to all the Cancerians. My mother was a Cancerian. God bless her soul. One of my sisters is actually one of my sisters is actually born on the same day as my mother. So yeah. But shout out to all you Cancerians out there. You know who you are. Lexi, shout out to you. I know you're a Cancerian also as well. Narai, shout out, giving two shout outs to two Cancerians right there. They're in my WhatsApp group, so that's why I remember them. Shout out to my grand nephew Nemanje. It's actually his birthday today, so I have to give him a special shout out. He's having a big birthday party this Saturday coming, so shout out. We're all gonna be up there. We're all gonna be seeing you. So shout outs to Nemanje, as it's his birthday today, summer solstice. Yeah. So that's gonna be a special birthday to be born on the summer solstice. Like, that's God given right there. So shout outs to the to Nemanja. So I had to give that shout out right there. There's a few other people I know who are born also on the 21st. I think famous people are just skip me right now, but it will come to mind. The moon currently is in Leo right now, so we're going to have the moon and sun and moon also in mutual reception there. So the moon's going to be in the sun ruled by the moon's going to be in the sign ruled by the sun, and the sun will be in the sign ruled by the moon. So moon is in Leo. We've also got Venus in Leo and Mars in Leo also as well. So a lot of Leo planets. Venus is slowing down because Venus is going to be moving retrograde in the next month. I'll be talking about that closer to the time, but I'll be just keeping you updated so that you just keep that, so we've got a big retrograde right there. But Saturn's moving retrograde already right now. He moved retrograde like a few days ago. He started moving retrograde. I'm just going to put it on the clock here and just see the day when Saturn started. Yeah, so he went stationary on the 17th, 18th, started going retrograde around the 19th, 18th, 19th, started moving retrograde in Pisces. What does this mean, people? Well, Saturn retrograde can, we know Saturn rules structure, he rules responsibility, he rules authority. Saturn, that's why people are often sometimes a little bit shaken up or a little bit threatened. For those people who are new to astrology, very often threatened about like, oh, the Saturn return. Saturn return. That's like, it's like it's the big thing, right? Saturn return. What the hell's gonna happen with my Saturn return? Am I doomed? No, you're not doomed. But it's like an initiation into I'd like to call it like adulthood or where you step into a sense of your authority, depending where Saturn is in your chart. So Saturn represents rules, regulations, tradition, the system. How systems are somewhat structured and ruled by a particular government, for example. Saturn is the planet that correlates or corresponds to that particular kind of archetype. So when Saturn goes retrograde, it's quite interesting to see how certain fundamentals around structural systems start to operate. Things can start to go wrong. We could start to experience certain delays in certain regions or certain areas of authority. And is it just me, or is this Saturn now moved into Pisces, which forms a natural square with Gemini? And I'm seeing a lot of Geminis. It's almost like Saturn's coming for all of them. Your Donald Trumps, your Boris Johnsons. So yeah, man, it's looking quite interesting. It seems like there's a witch hunt out for them, right? It's like the authority, Saturn, the rules. They broke the rules in some way, shape, or form. So Saturn seems like seems to be something manifesting where they are cornered. And many of you people who also have planets in Gemini may be feeling that right now, or Sagittarius also as well, because it's going to square that sign also as well. So for those of you who are Geminis or Sagittarius, you may be feeling a little bit of that. The walls seem to be closing in some kind of way. But again, it's Saturn. Simple Saturn solutions. go by the book, dot the I's, cross the T's, follow the rules. And yes, it can be quite tough, and you can feel like the walls are closing in and there's no room to kind of maneuver, especially if you're a Gemini or a Sagittarius. We know you guys like to move around a lot. Not necessarily physically, but also mentally, also in every way. So yeah, do watch out for that with this Saturn retrograde. But it's interesting. I will be speaking more about it because he's going to be retrograde for what, at least like 5 months or so. So yeah, there'll be updates about that. But I just thought I'd throw that in. I just noticed like they went in for Donald Trump. Now they're going in for Boris Johnson, and they're both Geminis. They're both two political famous figures. Trump perhaps is more popular, but two political and famous figures who are Geminis, who seem to be having the long arm of the law seem to be coming. I'm not saying whether that they're guilty or they're not guilty. That's not my case. What I'm saying is there seems to be a Saturnian kind of energy that seems to be affecting them. So yeah, do watch this space. Okay, so I'll be giving you updates. I'll be giving you updates on that. I said Venus and Mars they are in Leo, but Venus is going to be moving retrograde, so she's already kind of started to slow down. But I'll be speaking about that, so she will be going retrograde next week. We got Jupiter in Taurus. What's that about? Like Jupiter in Taurus, like we know Taurus is an Earth sign. It's ruled by the planet Venus. So what is Jupiter in Taurus about? Well, this is the Earth. So on a collective level, on a mundane level, we could start to see perhaps an expansion in some kind of way to do with earthly material, perhaps money, finances, perhaps also as well, expanding on some kind of level. So, but this can go two ways. So I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, does that mean that I can make more money? Yes, there will be opportunities perhaps maybe to expand on certain resources, especially if you've got planets in Taurus or if you are a Taurus. I got shout out to one of my sisters, Sophie. She is a Taurus. So and she just bought a house just recently also as well. So that's that Jupiter in Taurus right there. But what I'm saying is it's like, yeah, there can be opportunities for you to expand our Taurus energies or that earthly energies, but it also is a sign of also inflation as well. And Jupiter is going to be in Taurus until next year May, so people watch it. Yes, there may and can be opportunities to make more money, to expand one's resources, but there will also be other things that we will find where things are going up in price, inflation, so yeah, do watch that. But he's going to be there for the next year. But I'll be speaking more about that. Pluto's retrograded back again into Capricorn. God damn, you Capricorn people must be feeling, oh, leave us alone. You've been here for what, 13, 14 years. Leave us alone. Was in Aquarius. He's retrograded back into Capricorn. Pluto's that power. He wants to finish off. That's Pluto. He wants to go in there. When a planet goes retrograde back into a previous sign, he's going to go and finish off a job. Yeah, that's what it's about. There's something that's unfinished business. Yeah, so he wants to go and finish back again. A lot of again, it's Capricorn. It's ruled by Saturn. So again, a lot of the governmental structures, the governmental systems, and things of that nature can be things. And then again, we've got Saturn also as well, which I was just speaking about, also moving retrograde as well. So maybe if the two of them are like communicating, and they're not that they're playing a game, but they're working together in some way, shape, or form. Also as well, we got Uranus also in Taurus. He's doing his thing. We've got Neptune in Pisces. Won't be speaking so much about that. But the only planet that's going to be changing the main planet that's going to be changing sign is the sun. Like I said, it's today. It's the summer solstice. We'll be moving in to 0 degrees of Cancer, where we have the longest day of the year. It's the summer solstice, people. And from now on, what you're going to find is so the longest day of the year, and from today onwards, for us in the northern hemisphere of the world, the day will start to move shorter and shorter and shorter until we get to the next seasonal turning point, which will be the autumn equinox, which will be around September 21st or so. So yeah, it is what it is. So enjoy those summer days, people. It's going to be nice and warm. I'm over in London, UK, and it's nice and warm. I'm sure you can see the sun here shining on my face. So so yeah, so we got the sun changing sign. The moon changes sign every every 2 days. So on the 23rd, she'll be moving into Virgo. 23rd of June, that is, apologies there, and she'll be there for a few days. By the 26th of June, she would have moved into the sign of Libra, and she'll be there for a few days. And on the 28th of June, she will move into Scorpio, and that'll be on the 28th. And then on the 30th of June, she's going to move into Sagittarius. I'm using UK time here, so do forgive me, because depending where you are on the globe, it may be slightly different, because if it's after 12 o'clock or so, so do bear with me there. On the 2nd of July, she will be moving into Capricorn. And she'll be moving into Capricorn, and then on the 4th of July, she'll be moving into Aquarius. And by next week, I'll be here again giving you the updates in terms of the signs that the moon is going to be moving to. And just to go backtrack there also as well, to let you know that on the 3rd of July, on the 3rd of July, we've got a full moon, and that the next full moon is going to be in Capricorn. I need to get my calendar out and see if so next week, Wednesday. So that's going to be the 28th. So I'll be giving you the updates on that. So yeah, no need to worry. Not that you are worried, but no need to feel that maybe you're going to miss out in any way, shape, or form, because I'm going to be back uploading the next podcast. If you're not joining me on the live, it will be uploaded on the 28th of June. Okay, so I'm getting used to all this stuff, man. This is like, people let me say, when's your podcast coming out? When are you going to do a podcast? Do a podcast. Well, here is the podcast, people. The Lunar Lounge. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge. My name is Israel Josie. I'm going to be here with you on a weekly basis. I'm also going to be pulling out tarot card of the week in a moment. Tarot cards are very, very good for looking into immediate situations, whether it's your career, work, and things of that nature. For those of you, shout out to all you tarot readers out there. You guys have been busy. I've been noticing more and more tarot readers on TikTok these days. It's like, it's mad crazy. I'll be doing my thing on TikTok too. But it is what it is. But yeah, shout out to all you tarot card readers. But it's a great divinational tool that allows you to get insight into whatever situation it is that you may be questioning or you're looking into. So what I'm going to be doing right here on the Lunar Lounge podcast, I will be pulling out a tarot card every week, and I will be explaining what the energy of that tarot card is and how you can work with it. And it will some of you will be able to work with that energy better than others. It's just the way it is. That's that's the nature of the beast, so to speak. So it is what it is. So yeah, but I'll be giving you updates. I'll be giving you updates on that. So where are we? Yeah, so I was talking about the full moon, but I'll talk more about that because the next full moon that's coming up is going to be on the 3rd of July. I'm going to be uploading the next podcast on the 28th of June. So that week, I will be going into more detail what we can expect for the full moon. So I'll always be giving you updates about the new moon, the full moons, cycles, what we can do in and around it, perhaps certain meditations or prayers or rituals that we can do around these particular potent and sensitive and very pivotal times during the month. That can be extremely helpful. So those are the kinds of things that I will be doing. What else did I want to talk about before I go to the tarot cards? I wanted to look if any other zodiac, any other planets. Mercury's picking up speed. Mercury is going to be moving into actually the day before I upload my next podcast. So I better talk about that today, because Mercury is moving mighty quick. And he's catching up with the sun, as we can see here on the screens. For those of you who are joining the live, or for those of you who are watching the YouTube video version, we can see here Mercury here is moved in at 0 degrees of Cancer, and this is going to be on the 27th, maybe even the 26th, actually. It's likely. Let me just double check that. Get my facts right. People will be saying, what kind of an astrologer are you? You don't know when the planets are moving in. So we want to be precise here. It was Virgo rising when I started. So yeah, so it's actually on, yeah, so yeah, it's just after midnight on the UK time, just after midnight on the 27th of June. That's so next week, Tuesday, I'll be uploading the next podcast on the 28th, which will be the Wednesday. So it's fair to talk about, but I suppose I'm going to mention it next week anyway. But just to keep you heads up, Mercury is going to be moving into the sign of Cancer. This is the sign that belongs to the moon. So we know Cancer is a very sensitive sign. It's ruled by the moon. It's very sensitive. It's known for being somewhat emotional. It's known for being able. It's known for sort of moving in a very defensive manner. It speaks to that more kind of emotional, intuitive, the feeling side of ourselves. So Mercury moving in there, it's a real good. It can be a bit of confusing time, because we know Mercury is more rational in some sense. So Mercury in Cancer tends to move more. So we need to be very mindful when Mercury does move into Cancer in terms of how we are communicating, because we will tend to communicate in a very, perhaps maybe in an emotional way, or in a way where our feelings are very much attached to what it is that we are communicating about, and we may pull in a lot of quote unquote like emotional stuff with which can mix up the rational stuff. So people are talking, it's like, I don't quite get you. You're not making sense. That is the Mercury in Cancer. So yeah, we have to be very, very mindful for that. It's good for memory recollection, though. Mercury in Cancer, very, very good for recalling past memories, things to do with the past. So yeah, you want to go back or tap into something that has happened in the past, or you want to recall memory from that's a really good time. So for when Mercury goes into Cancer, people. So yeah, so do watch out, watch out for that. So that's going to be on the 27th, just after midnight, again UK time, of course, is where we're going to get that. And that's about it, really. That's what I just want to talk about at this precise moment. We can see the sun there again at 29:52 minutes. Like, ooh, I really picked the anoretic degree to do this podcast, this Lunar Lounge podcast, but it is what it is, man. I wanted to get that Mercury up there on the midheaven in the 10th house. Yeah, that way the Lunar Lounge becomes, yeah, out there. So cool stuff. So let's go to the tarot cards of the week. Like I said, the Lunar Lounge is going to be a live podcast, although for those of you who maybe, you're at work, I know people are in different situations, circumstances. So if you're at work and you obviously you can't watch it live, or it's a different time zone that you're operating in, or you're busy doing something else. Again, the recordings are always going to be there. They're going to be uploaded. You'll be able to hear it on Spotify, on your Apple Music, on the podcast apps. Yeah, you'll be able to, and many more places also as well. I believe it should be on Google Podcast also as well. So yeah, so it's always going to be uploaded there every Wednesday. You should have it. Yeah, so watch out for every Wednesday, and it will be live again every Wednesday. It will be live approximately around midday every Wednesday. Yeah, it should be around like midday, maybe 12:30, so around noon, midday every Wednesday. That's when the live will be. So for those of you who want to join in live, and perhaps maybe you want to ask some questions, so I'll be able to put it out there also as well. Yeah, and maybe you can also, yeah, like I say, offer questions, or you can add, or you can maybe debate something maybe that I say, or that you more than welcome. No offensive and no abusive language, please. Like, if you're going to be offensive or abusive, get the heck out of here. You are not welcome. So anyway, let's go to the tarot card of the week. So I'm just shuffling here, and then I'm just going to pull out the tarot card of the week, and let's see. So this tarot card is for the 21st, summer solstice card also as well. Yeah, essentially just seeing, what kind of energies can we expect over the next week. What I may actually start doing eventually, start pulling out a tarot card for each one of the zodiac signs. So that will kind of like narrow it down a little bit. So I'll pull one card for each zodiac sign, and that'll be like the card of the week for that zodiac sign. So I'll do that from next week. That's what I'll do from next week. I'll do one for each of the zodiac signs, and just sort of like to give you an idea of how the energies of that zodiac sign, if you have that zodiac sign, how you're going to be working with that over the course of that week. So yeah, that will be much more better. Sometimes as well, because I'm traveling a lot, I'm always in different countries, so I will be also perhaps maybe broadcasting also from other countries also as well. So that'll be good to so join me wherever I am. That is the beauty about technology, right? That we can broadcast anywhere again in the world. So yeah, thanks. Shout outs to technology, providing I got a good Wi-Fi connection. It should all be good. Okay, so just gonna pull a card here, and let's see what card that we're gonna get. So the card that has come out here for so I'll stop sharing the screen. For we got the Seven of Cups here. Okay, Seven of Cups, people. This is the card for the week, for the 21st, and then the next one will be on the next week on the 28th. What is the Seven of Cups essentially about? Well, the Seven of Cups is sort of like it's like a smoke screen. There's something about the number 7 that's associated with illusion. So there's a certain element of uncertainty with the Seven of Cups. It's indicating that things are not what they seem to be. So over the course of the next week, people, watch out, because it's implying, and it's, I don't want to use the word warning, although I can use that in a light way. But it's kind of pointing towards that over the course of the next week, there will be many choices. This could be to do with your work, it could be relationships, it could be to do with financial, money, but there's going to be many choices out there for you guys. And it's indicating that be very careful how you choose. Okay. Don't go for something because it looks nice. Not everything that glitters is gold. It's kind of like the motto of what this card essentially is about. Yeah, not everything that glitters is gold. So it's indicating that over the course of the next week, be careful in terms of how you choose. Have a bit more of a pragmatic approach, a pragmatic approach towards any particular situation. Try to look at the details. Try to look at the facts. Try to read the fine print. Yeah, because it's like, oh, I thought it was this because it looked so nice. That's what it is. So it's presenting like illusions, choices. In this card, it's got the 7 deadly sins. So these are things about, it's about temptation, being tempted into something that is, it looks good, but when you get it, it's nothing but smoke screens, lights and smoke screens. Yeah. That's what that's what it's essentially about. So that's what this card of the week essentially is about. So it is indicating that there will be new opportunities for sure over the course of the next week. That is something about this card that is on a positive, that there is something about new opportunities. There's something about and with these new opportunity, with every new opportunity, there is a decision that we have to make, and it's indicating that there may be a goal, something that we're trying to achieve, and with that, we have to be mindful in terms of how we make that choice or how we go after that particular goal. So over the next week, and that's a good card, I suppose, for the summer solstice, because, like I say, it is it's a new season. It's a turning point. It's a new beginning on many levels. So this card is letting us know that new choices here are available in this summer solstice. That there is new choices that are available for us, and we can grasp them, we can go for them, but we have to be very mindful how we go for them. Don't just go for it because it looks nice, it's all glitz, it's all glamour. Do be mindful of that you don't get sucked into there. So that is the card of the week, because you may find that you're deceived, and it things that, so you could be what's the word? You could be deceived. What's the word I'm looking for? Deception, deceived, same kind of thing. You go for something because it looks nice, and at the end of it, it's like, I was deceived, I was conned. It wasn't what I thought it was. 7 of Cups, people. That is the tarot card of the week. Listen, I'm about to bring the Lunar Lounge to a close. Normally, the show will be running for an hour, approximately an hour. Sometimes it may even go over an hour, depending on the guests that we do have on. Like I say, this is the first podcast. I want to thank each and every single one of you who are supporting, listening to the podcast. Please spread the word. I'll be here every week. Again, it's going to be a live podcast also as well. So you're more than welcome to join the live feed. All the details will be there, available. If any of you are looking to have a astrology reading or a tarot reading, go to my website. It's www.sacredplanets.com. I repeat that. That's www.sacredplanets.com. Yes, I know the website needs updating. You don't need to remind me. I know. I'm having issues with that, actually. I need to actually contact my service provider to actually get all that sorted. Isn't that a bugger? Right. So yeah, and I suppose today, the summer solstice, will be a good day to actually do that. So yeah. I'll be bringing the show to a close. Thank you very much for your support. I will be back next week. The Lunar Lounge podcast will be uploaded every week on your Spotify, on your Apple, on a Wednesday. It will also be live midday Wednesday as well. And for those of you who want to catch the replay or the recording, it will be uploaded also on that same Wednesday, shortly after. So I think maybe like a couple of hours after. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I may do the live maybe a bit earlier in the day, actually. I'll see how it goes. Thanks a lot, guys. My name is Israel Josie. This is the Lunar Lounge podcast. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you very much. Stay blessed, stay safe, and look forward to speaking with you soon. Bye, people.